Hello and welcome to this week's Cari Connects. I am psychic medium Carrie Muggs, and each week I pull a card from a deck to let you know what's coming up for the week and the signs and symbols to watch for. This deck is called Trust Your Guides by Sonia Choquette. It was one of my first decks. I really like it. It's actually kind of cool. It's got like this little, and then there's all these different things about trusting your own vibes. This is actually a pretty good deck to start with if you haven't used Oracle decks before. So, okay, so let's pull a card for this week because last week was crazy. Okay, so this card is called Exercise Your Vibes. So this week is going to be about practicing your intuition. Yeah, something is going to come up where you're going to need your intuition and you need to practice it. So this is where you need to practice your clairs. So really work on your clairs. You have clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, and clairaudience. Clairaudience is your hearing. Clairvoyance is your third eye, which is where you see things. Claircognizance is just knowing things, and clairsentience is feeling. This is probably some people recognize this as being empathic. So exercise this because Spirit probably is going to be talking to you in the future, and you need to figure out what your best clair is. So when you're watching a movie, I want you to ask yourself, what is more important to me? The visuals, and if that's true, then you're more likely clairvoyant. You see dreams, you have visions. And also too, if you're watching the movie and the audio or music is the most favorite, then you're clairaudient and you hear Spirit through your ears. Probably mostly in the Tinkerbell time when you're half asleep and half awake. And when you just know what's going to happen in the movie, what's coming next, your claircognizance, that's where you just know things. And the last one is clairsentient, where you just have the movie makes you cry or you have these feelings. Yes, you can have more than one, but you do have a dominant one. So if you know what your dominant one is when you watch a movie, then maybe practice some different ones, because Spirit, I know that the collective is getting stronger, the frequency is raising higher, and Spirit really needs to talk to us more. So try meditating lots more today. Really tap into your intuition this week and really figure out which clairs you're more dominant, and maybe work on the other clairs too. Pull cards, like pinochle cards or a deck of cards, and pull 3 out and turn them over and guess which one's which, or visualize it. Or if someone's calling you, don't look at the caller ID and kind of see who's coming. Really practice those clairs, because I think you're going to need them. You're going to need them this week, or you're going to need them next week, or upcoming stuff. So really tap into your gifts. So exercise those. You can do this by also painting, coloring. Those are for the clairvoyance. Just anything that helps you relax. Go out in nature. Anything that connects you to Source or God. Just work on that. Prayer before and after, before you go to bed and after when you wake up in the morning. Just lots of things that connect you. Really tap into you and focus on your source, on your what works for you. The numbers are 3 and 8. So 333 means you are your guides are watching over you and they're with you. They're probably helping you. And 888 means that you're going to be abundant. Now that doesn't mean always abundant in money. This could mean that you're going to be abundant in figuring out your gifts this week. So kind of watch that. I know there's something coming up where you're going to have to use your gifts this week. So really tap in, or when that thing comes up, really tap into that gift, or just figure out what your gifts are this week, because a time is coming when you're going to need to tap into yourself and figure that out. Some of the signs and symbols to watch for. There's a jump rope. The person is using a jump rope. So jump rope, any kind of exercise. So not if you go to the gym and people are exercising, that doesn't count. But if you're scrolling, or even if you're like driving down the street and maybe a runner is coming past you, jump rope is going to be good. Also, there's this little swirly thing right here, like a swirly. And also, I will take this as a feather or a pine needle. Feather or a pine needle. So if you see that, and also there's like sweat beads on this guy. So raindrops or water drops is going to work. And the sun, there's the sun. So those are going to be the signs. We have the sun, the jump rope, feathers or pine needles, a swirly kind of thing, because look, that swirly thing's up here too. And look what's kind of hanging from that swirly thing, like a pine branch. So I think any kind of pine tree or any kind of pine tree or forest tree is going to work for me. And I kind of think this is a light. I don't know what this is, like a beam of light coming down. So that would work too. I will post this picture on my Instagram tonight so you can look at the different signs. We have raindrops. We have swirly things, the sun, pine needles, exercising, jump ropes. Those are any kind of signs, and the numbers 3 and 8. These are going to remind you to tap in, ground yourself, and tap into you. Not outside sources, you. You exercise your vibes. You trust your vibes, not anybody else's, yours this week. That's what you're practicing. That's what you're doing, because you're going to need to do this in the future. For some reason or another, you're going to have to trust yourself and not other people. So you got to practice this week. It'd be really cool if next week's was got to tap into yourself. So, okay, guys, watch that. That's for Cari Connects this week. And if you do see it, let me know, and I will talk to you next week.